Welcome back. You're still watching In the Game on News Central TV. I have Toyosi Afolayan with me talking of in sport. It's time to go straight to the world of football. And on Friday, Nigeria head coach of the Super Eagles, Chelle, announced a provisional 31-man squad for the Super Eagles' upcoming 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers against Rwanda and South Africa. Now, the team will assemble in Uyo on the 1st of September ahead of the two crucial fixtures. Established stars including Stanley Nwabali, William Troost-Ekong, Alex Iwobi, Wilfred Ndidi, Victor Osimhen, Victor Boniface, Ademola Lookman, and Moses Simon headline the list. Nigeria hosts Rwanda at the Gospel Aquarium Stadium on September 6th before traveling to Bloemfontein to face South Africa on the 9th of September. Now, currently fourth in Group C with 7 points. The Super Eagles trail leaders. South Africa 13 points, Rwanda 8 points, Benin Republic 8 points, making these matches decisive in the qualification campaign. Now, joining us to look at the squad and the chances of the Super Eagles of Nigeria is the program's manager of Wazobia FM Port Harcourt, Chelle Acheru, joins us this morning. Good morning to you, Chelle. Thank you very much for joining.
Good morning, Favor. I'm here.
All right. Looking at the list released by Chelle, one thing is certain. Anytime a list is released in Nigeria, there's always a divide. This player should have been called up. Why is this player not called up? Why is this player on the list? 31-man provisional squad featuring the likes of Osimhen, Boniface, and Lookman. What's your first impression of the squad selection? Do you think it should have been 31, or would have just gone straight with maybe a 23-man squad?
Listen, Favor, I never argue about who a coach chooses to play games and how many he chooses. I just want to know why he did. So if I'm there at his first pre-match presser, what I'll be asking is, why did you call the players you called up? Because he's the coach. He knows what he wants. He knows what he needs to do. So he gets the players that will do that thing for him. Now, right now, what he needs to do is to win all Nigeria's remaining games and then pray. Because winning all games won't take us to the World Cup. So he needs to first win all our remaining games, then pray. So I want to believe that in picking this 31-man list, he feels that these players will be able to win the remaining 4 games for him, then we can start praying. So I can't say if it's too much or too little. I'll just say he picked his squad. He picked who he thinks can work for him. And because we are Nigerians and because we want to go to the World Cup, regardless of the circumstances we are in, we are going to hope for the best, that this 31-man squad he picked can win the next 2 games against Rwanda and against South Africa. People.
All right, some persons are losing faith with Chelle, maybe because of what went down at the Chad competition. The Super Eagles are currently fourth in Group C with 7 points behind South Africa and Rwanda. Looking at what South Africa have done so far, they are currently in a very good position. With the squad they released some days ago, they have majority of their players in the South Africa Premier League. How much of pressure do you think Nigeria is going into these 2 qualifiers, knowing that we're playing South Africa away and Rwanda at home?
Whether we admit it or not, you're under pressure. Maybe the players may not be under pressure. I don't know how our players are created. But Chelle knows he's under pressure. The NFL president knows he's under pressure. The NSC chairman, Chelle knows he's under pressure. We are under pressure. You said some people have lost faith in him. He was never a good coach for Nigeria. He was never. He should never have been hired. But the moment he was hired, he became our coach. So we all have to support him. I was not a fan of Chelle. I'm still not a fan of him. But he's our coach. And because I want Nigeria to be at the World Cup, I will support him. So this is not the time to stop to talk about is he good enough or not. It's the time to talk about how do we qualify for the World Cup. Is he under pressure? He is under immense pressure because he had one job to do. By the time he came in, we had 6 games to play in the World Cup qualifiers. All he had to do was win all 6 and hope for the best. But he drew his first home game. I mean, unpardonable sin. He drew his first home game. Now we are under even more pressure. I don't know how Chelle can come out of this, but the only thing that can save him, if there's any saving grace, is for us to win our remaining 4 games, including the game in South Africa. So whether we qualify or not, his fans can now say he did his best, it wasn't his fault. If the first 2 coaches, that's Pesero and Ndidi, had won their games, they would have been in this situation. But if he can't win his games, it means he's no better than them. So he's under immense pressure. Whether he admits it or not, he is under immense pressure. How he wants to handle the pressure is left for him. He bought the tickets. He knew what he was getting into. For me, let him face the pressure.
All right, talking about pressure, I mean, let me come to Toyosi now. Toyosi, one way, I mean, aside what China has said about what it needs to do, Nigeria are also looking forward to FIFA helping them out in the ineligible player fielded by South Africa, that's Mokwena. I've been hoping that 3 points will be deducted from the South Africans. Even if that happens, it would not benefit Nigeria directly. It probably will benefit Lesotho. Do you think that FIFA not making a statement at this time, knowing fully well a similar incident had happened in 2018 World Cup qualifiers that also ensured Nigeria were docked 3 points after fielding an ineligible player against Algeria? What do you make of this? And looking at this squad, do you think that they are spirited to get the job done in your first against Rwanda and against South Africa?
Pressure. I know that there is pressure, but well, if you don't have pressure, that means there's nothing at stake for you to, of course, play for. Concerning the yellow card situation, if Nigeria had not amassed enough points in 2017 for coming to qualify for the FIFA World Cup, I can assure you that I would have lost that qualification spot to Algeria because they were given the 3 points and they were awarded a 3-0 win because of we fielded an eligible player. I think it was sure I'll be lying. Yes, we fielded in that away game when we basically played 1-1. So what is good for the Uganda? We have suffered it in 2017, going to the 2018 World Cup. Let South Africa also suffer it, regardless of the CAF president being South Africa. And I think this law or the judgment is not from CAF, so it definitely has to be from FIFA. Obey the laws. They have been fielded in a game that should not be played, regardless of Lesotho maybe saying that they withdrew their petition. It doesn't. We don't care. We don't care. The law has to take its course, and then it's like a window for Nigeria actually. If we win our last 4 games, and we hope that the 3 points is being deducted, then the group will be a bit balanced. Then we also hope that South Africa and Lesotho, one of them, even Benin Republic, one of them, of course, lose the balance. That's the only thing.
All right, let me come back to you, China. I'm looking at where we are at the moment. Should Nigeria fail to qualify to the World Cup in 2022 in Qatar, and they are on the verge of doing that again, should it happen, what do you think would be the drastic solution to our Nigerian football? The home-based Eagles are not really inspiring. I mean, we saw what happened at the African Nations Championships. The foreign-based Eagles, right now, they are in the fix. What do you think should be done? Should we have a new coach come on board? If yes, foreign or local? Because at the moment, like you said, it's not just about winning the games. Also praying that Nigeria and other games go in favor of Nigeria.
Yeah, we've been sacking coaches for as long as I remember, and if the problem was coaching, then probably by now we would have won so many AFCONs and would have been topping our group at the World Cup. Then again, is the problem the players? Is it the NFF? Is that we don't have our systems that work right? Now, if we don't qualify for the World Cup, we'll probably sack Eric Chelle. Probably. But if we don't, then he takes us to the AFCON and not win the AFCON, then he'll still be sacked. They were starting afresh. And the issue of do we go for a Nigerian coach or a foreign coach? Listen, I don't think nationality matters. We should go for who we think is the best. But one thing I know is that nobody can help you solve your problems more than yourself. So, but first things first, and we can't stop talking about it, is that we need to have a strong league. And I'm not saying we need to have a strong league because I want home-based players in the team. No, it's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying a country that does not have a strong football foundation can do no good anywhere. We need to have a strong league. And a strong league means you have a strong football foundation. Whether the players from the league play in the Super Eagles or not, no, it doesn't matter. We need to have a strong league. Where is the foundation of Nigerian football? It's not in Greece and Turkey and England and Spain and Germany. That's not our foundation. Our foundation is here. But we have for so long ignored our foundation. And for those that go to church, I mean, a house built on a wrong foundation will not stand. It's clear. I mean, church or not, it's clear. You can't build a wrong foundation. So I think that by the time we fail to qualify for the World Cup, which is staring us in the face, we're only hoping against hope right now. By the time we fail to qualify for the World Cup, we need to do the right thing. And what's the right thing? Go back to the foundation, which is our league. And the league started yesterday. No fanfare, nothing. First against second last season. How many people knew about it? The EPL started last week. There was fanfare from the past month. There are lots of fan viewing parties in different bars across the country. That's the EPL. Our own league, Remo Stars versus Rivers United, yesterday. How many people knew about it? So we really need to go back to the foundation, build clubs, not what we have now. Build clubs, build playing pitches, have our NIS working, have the NFF technical department, not technical committee, technical department working, have a system. So, and we don't have to achieve success under Ibrahim Guzo. It will not be a Tinubu success. The success might come in 2036 or 2040. It might come as far away as that. But we must begin to build systems. But if our NFF, our sports ministry, our presidency see successors, we qualify for the AFCON. We won the AFCON. We qualified for the World Cup. We got to the second round. Then we are going nowhere, really. So we need to build systems. And the system is the foundation, which is the league. And let me warn again, because my words might be twisted. I'm not advocating for home-based players in the national team. That's what I'm talking about. I'm saying if you build a strong league, which is a strong foundation, every other thing will work from there.
Well, I mean, you've said a lot of interesting things, an interesting take, and sometimes in this country, or most times in this country, we know what to do, but somehow, I don't know, by chance or by maybe politics or by association, things are not just done the way it should be done. But of course, we're looking forward to that. The Super Eagles of Nigeria against Rwanda, and of course, South Africa in Bloemfontein, and the South Africans are looking tough and talking tough ahead of the game. Chelle, I must say a big thank you to you, and we hope, like we use the popular phrase in Nigeria is hope. We hope that Nigeria gets the job done right there you and in South Africa, but it's a difficult one, and I know that Eric Chelle also will be in the same. Maybe he has to get his bottled waters also around him, because it's not going to be easy. But thank you very much for joining.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you for having me on your show.
All right, that was Chelle Acheru, also talking about the Super Eagles. I still have Toyosi Afolayo with me. Toyosi, lots of things talked about by Chelle Acheru, especially in the league. Talking about the league, we had 20-plus players go to the African Nations Championship. Toyosi, except maybe for Harcourt, no outfit player made it to the 31-man provisional squad.
Even what we saw during AFCON, nobody, as AFCON chant, nobody would debate saying that we need to stay in BFL players. Although, a lot of people were saying that the system they used during CHAN, that's Eric Chelle, did not favor players. The last game when we played against Congo, we could see that, yes, they played a system that had wingers. But the first two games, we played the game with midfielders. Most Remo Stars players that were in the midfield were not exactly wingers. We played with just central midfielders, and the person who is supposed to be a DL was not picked. We had to play with a central midfielder playing as a number 4. That is, number 6. That's Tochukwu Michael. It was fantastic. He played all through the tournament, and it was good for us. But I also see some selection issues. Leonard that plays for Remo Stars is about to go to Leeds United. He was too inexperienced to be placed in that team, and he started. So I don't blame Eric Chelle for not putting out the home-based player in this one. But of course, I commend him for bringing Apport. Apport is someone who has seen his development from the under-17 of the Gothia to the under-20 of the Flying Eagles, now to Chan Eagles. Of course, he's been rewarded with the call-up to the senior national team. I think that would be the only positive that I can take from the Chan team.